Hello and a very warm welcome to Amhara Media Corporation, Amhara TV. This is our daily news live from the studio. I am Gaila Damu. Stay with us. The United Nations Children's Fund UNICEF said it will provide support for internally displaced people in Amhara region due to attacks by the terrorist TPLF. Brown Workana reports.
United Nations Children's Fund delegation led by UNICEF representative in Ethiopia, Adela Kohoder, and UK's special envoy Nick Dare visited IDP campus and Desse Hospital in the town of Amhara region to assess the nutritional and health status of women and children impacted by the conflict. During the visit, Mayor of Desse, Abebe Gabrameskal, said the terrorist group which invaded the Amhara and Afar regions is committing inhuman acts against the people and looting properties. More than 300,000 displaced people are currently found in 15 temporary shelters in Desse and its environs. He added, noting that they are in their situation and in need of emergency humanitarian assistance. The mayor stated that there is huge gap in provision of assistance for the IDPs due to the large number of victims, although the government, aid agencies and individuals are exerting efforts to provide humanitarian and material assistance to the displaced. He revealed that large number of people in North Wollo and its environs is suffering from lack of food and medical treatment. Abebe called on all humanitarian organizations and Ethiopians to understand the scale of problem and provide humanitarian assistance for those in need. UNICEF representative in Ethiopia, Adela Kohoder, said on her part, it was disturbing to hear children, mothers and others who had arrived after traveling for 3 days on foot.
Talked to some of the displaced people who arrived over the past few days, and I saw that some of them have walked for 3 days to be able to reach where they are. So it is a very sad feeling, and it is a very sad feeling, especially for the children and the mothers who are pregnant and who are lactating.
Kohoder said UNICEF is working with government and partners to scale up response and deliver life-saving supplies and services. Moreover, she added that UNICEF has done a lot of work in Amhara region to help the displaced ones.
In Amhara, we have done a lot of work. I myself have visited Debarg like about 1 month ago. And I looked also at the displaced situation there. And what we are providing is, of course, some medical kits for the health centers. We also have provided in North Gondar some high-energy biscuits for the newly displaced people.
According to her, UNICEF has supplied around $2 million for malnourished children, and it will work to mobilize more resources to support the displaced.
We gave a lot of supplies. We gave supplies for around $2 million for the treatment of the children also who are malnourished. And I hope that we can bring more resources so that we are able to support these people more.
More than 500,000 people have been displaced in the Amhara and Afar regions due to attacks by the destructive force TPLF.
The deputy head of mission at Ethiopian embassy in China said diplomatic relations with China is critical to promote Ethiopia's economic development and minimize undue pressure of external powers on Ethiopia. Abebe Berhane tells us more.
The deputy head, Dawano Keder, told Ethiopian news agency that China is strategically a critical country to transform the development of Ethiopia to a higher level. However, he added a lot has to be done to further strengthen the relations between the two countries. According to him, China has been a great partner of Ethiopia in trade, investment and development assistance to the country. Dawano said if they closely work with China, Ethiopia will get lots of benefit from China, as it is a great nation that has a capacity and interest to support Ethiopia economically and politically. He further stressed that China has been a great ally of Ethiopia in terms of economy and political support.
China በጣም ትልቅ ሀገር ነው አቅም ያለው ሀገር ነው ከቻይና ጋር ብንሰራ ኢትዮጵያን completely የመቀየር አቅም ያለው ሀገር ነው
China is a great and powerful country. So if we work together with China, we can change our country Ethiopia in many aspects. China has been supporting Ethiopia politically and economically. So we are expected to perform an extensive work with China to change our country Ethiopia. China is an ally of Ethiopia and I believe this will keep on.
አሁን ካለው ድጋፍ አንፃር ከፖለቲካ ከኢኮኖሚ ድጋፍ አንፃርና ኢትዮጵያ ቻይና ትልቋ ኢትዮጵያ አጋር ነች ይሄ ይቀጥላል
Dawano noted that China is one of the strongest allies of Ethiopia politically and it strongly supports the efforts to maintain the unity, integrity and sovereignty of Ethiopia. The deputy head elaborated that China has provided critical support to the country and firmly stands alongside Ethiopia in defending interference of foreign powers in the domestic affairs of Ethiopia. He stated that China strongly supports Ethiopia in defending it against undue external pressure in its internal affairs, as Ethiopia is the great country that can handle its own internal affairs.
ኢትዮጵያ ደግሞ ትልቅ ሀገር ናትና በጣም በርካታ ችግር ውስጥ አልፋ የሄደች ችግሮቿን ደግሞ የፈታች የመጣች ሀገር ናት
Ethiopia is a great country which passed through different historical challenges and managed them successfully. So it is also capable to solve this problem by its own. China also believes this fact and stands on the side of Ethiopia to reveal the reality that Ethiopia needs no foreign interference. As we all know, China is a strong ally of Ethiopia in politics and other investment activities.
የተለያዩ በኢኮኖሚ ስራዎች በፖለቲካ ያው እንደሚታወቀው ሁሉም ሰው እንደሚያውቀው በዚህ በችግር ጊዜም ቻይና ከኢትዮጵያ ጋር ነው የቆመች
Dawano further noted that Ethiopia and China have also good people-to-people relations.
A researcher said that the United States is pursuing a policy of pressurizing countries and it is implementing this same policy on Ethiopia in order to protect its interests. Iyayu Melese has the details.
Ethiopia is endowed with numerous religious, cultural and historical heritages, and some of them have been registered at
In an exclusive interview with Ethiopian news agency, Institute of Strategic Affairs International Relations researcher Henok Getachew said that the US would not hesitate to take different positions on same issues if it is in its interest. In this regard, he added that the policy it is pursuing in Ethiopia is now new and biased. It is therefore naive to expect justice from the United States. The researcher said the US does not only ignore the reality in other countries, but also unwittingly pursues a policy that is detrimental to its national interest. Henok said that it is impossible to protect the US national interest by weakening Ethiopia, adding that Ethiopia is a key country in East Africa. Thus creating a weak state and government is detrimental not only to Ethiopia but also to neighboring countries and the rest of the world. The researcher argued that he doesn't see any advantage in establishing a weak government by putting pressure on Ethiopia. He further emphasized that Ethiopia needs to strengthen its internal capacity and strengthen relations with friendly countries in order to withstand the pressure being exerted by the United States. Henok noted that Ethiopia also needs to inform the African Union and other African countries about how the harmful and wrong policy pursued by the United States affects not only Ethiopia but also others. According to him, strengthening unity among Ethiopians is on the other hand crucial and the government should strengthen the capacity of institutions and carry out other activities to withstand the pressure.
The Ethiopian Heritage Trust urged the pertinent members of the international community to give the adequate attention to the safety of Ethiopian heritage that have been endangered by the terrorist TPLF's reckless attacks. Abebe Brahani has more.
Ethiopia is endowed with numerous religious, cultural and historical heritages, and some of them have been registered as the World Heritage. The terrorist TPLF, in its continued attacks in Amhara region, has been endangering the safety of various heritages. It has been reported that the group looted manuscripts and destroyed a number of churches and mosques, including Felege Tsahai Checheho Medhanialem Cathedral and the historical Al-Najashi Mosque. According to sources from the areas, many other national heritages are endangered because of deliberate destructive acts of the group. Some of these sites heritage registered by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organizations UNESCO. The general manager of the Ethiopian Heritage Trust, Makoya Mamo, told Ethiopian news agency that the group is engaged in vengeance attacks on various heritage and it is also holding some of them as a hostage and using them a hiding place. He said that the international community has not been showing sufficient concern for the safety of these heritages, as they are not only valuable wells of Ethiopia, but the whole of the world. He further called on the international community to condemn the perpetrators and make efforts to pressure this reckless group to refrain from such destructive activities. He elaborated that the Ethiopian Heritage Trust is making its best to inform the international community about the damage being incurred on the heritage and is ready to conduct discussions with the UNESCO regarding the situation. He also said that the Heritage Trust is preparing to make field observations to areas attacked so as to review the level of damage. The Ethiopian Heritage Trust is a non-governmental organization established in 1993 with a view to enhancing the conservation and protection of Ethiopia's heritage.
Ministry of Innovation and Technology disclosed that more than 2 million citizens have been benefiting from the 170 different digital services developed with a view to expediting public services being rendered in Ethiopia. And Nathaniel reports.
Information Communication Technology Sector Director General at the Ministry, Abiot Sinamo, told Ethiopian News Agency that the national strategy designed to digitalize key public services has been well underway and being implemented as per the plan. According to him, 34 institutions are providing service using digital technologies. He said 174 different services are being provided using digital technologies, adding that the number of citizens who have been benefiting from the technologies has reached 2 million. Abiot said that the ministry is working to increase the type of public service to be accessed by citizens to 400 in the current Ethiopian fiscal year. At the end of the 10-year prospective plan of the ministry, 85% of public service will be rendered through digital technologies developed by the ministry. The Director General noted that the ministry planned to develop digital service to over 2,500 different public services, reaching more than 60 million citizens across the country over the coming 10 years. According to him, the expansion of digital technologies in public service will enable the nation to expedite social and economic growth in addition to its contribution in creating jobs to the youth in the course of developing technologies. Citing a study conducted by the United Nations, Abiot stated that the amount of money being circulated digitally is estimated at more than $3 trillion. He added that efforts are being undertaken to exploit this potential to create more jobs to the youth in Ethiopia. Issuance of trade licenses, issues related to pension, airline ticketing, cross-boundary clearance, among others, are services that have been digitalized.
Ministry of Agriculture disclosed that efforts are underway to increase the production of wheat by threefold through irrigation this upcoming harvesting season. Brian Worknat tells us more.
In an exclusive interview with Ethiopian News Agency, Agriculture Extension Director General Girmame Girma said the plan is to increase by threefold the 7.6 million quintals of wheat produced last harvesting season. The government of Ethiopia is working to cultivate various crops 3 times in a year in a bid to expedite efforts in ensuring food security in the country. In this regard, the intensification of irrigation schemes has been given utmost priority to help fight the existing food insecurity and increase the harvesting of crops from 2 times to 3. In addition to developing irrigation schemes, the government has been providing the necessary support needed to expedite irrigation activities, including water pumps and motors, among others. The Director General noted that the ministry has been promoting the use of cluster farming system that proved to increase agricultural productivity. According to him, the cluster farming activities being carried out in some areas have been helping to increase production of wheat and maize by 40 and 60 quintals per hectare respectively. Ethiopia has been importing on average from 10 to 50 million quintals of wheat annually, which is worth 300 to 400 million US dollar.
You're watching Amhara Media Corporation, Amhara TV News, and now let's take a look at the foreign exchange rate and carat rates. That's all the news we have for today. I'm Gaila Damu. Many thanks for watching and stay tuned with the rest of our programs.